my show time. Now it's my time giving feedback to the overall conduct of this meeting. First of all, Assistant Sergeant at Arm, who is playing a double role today, who happens to be our R counter, which is Junsun. You did a good job by sharing about the meeting rules. For example, it's very important for us to remind to all the audience about the meeting room. For example, putting your phone on silent mode or vibration mode, because we don't want to get distracted while the speaker is standing here speaking. So well done on that. Now the only thing I would suggest is you be mindful of the timing. I think we started off late, so part of the responsibility of Assistant Sergeant at Arm is to collaborate with our timer to make sure starts on time and ends on time. So you might want to take note of that. And move on to our Acting President, VPPR. I know that today you are the third highest ranking officer.
VPM.
VPM, yes, sorry, VPM. So that is why you have no choice, but you have to come up the stage to perform a crisis management by giving an opening address. Now, well done on that. I think you started off by giving us, sharing with us something related to the team. Now, in terms of giving an opening address, it's supposed to uplift the team meeting spirit. But today, you keep on mentioning, repeating, making the impossible become possible. But I would prefer you to share more about how you make yourself making the impossible become possible. You only touch base on how, not to say how, about the dress, to focus on the dress, but I would more prefer to share with us, right, the challenges that you've gone through and how you overcome it, to the substance of it. But I know it's last minute preparation, so maybe you might want to share more on that if you're really giving an opening address. That's my suggestion. While you're short, you might agree or disagree on what I'm saying.
Agree. At the same time, I want the table topic speakers to do their part.
To speak more.
Yeah, to give their exciting experience.
Alright. Move on to Toastmaster of the evening, Ngan Ing. Good that you explained about the meeting program flow, because today we have guests, they were not sure how the meetings runs, and you also highlighted on the changing of the meeting agenda. And then when the speaker comes up to the stage, you also acknowledge their presence by introducing them as a speaker. Now, one thing that it could do a little bit more better is by perhaps you might want to share some a brief introduction about why the speaker want to talk about this topic. Maybe you want to perhaps consider on that, to introduce as a speaker, and then share with us, tie up with what's the topic she's going to share. Just touch a little bit, maybe 20 or 30 seconds, then bring up the speaker. I think that would be better, so that we have some anticipating what we are expecting. And apart from that, you share about Toastmasters International, but I will always prefer the club to share about their club history. A lot of clubs forgotten about this part. Why you start off Extol Toastmasters Club? Because you want to provide a positive and supportive learning environment for people to build up their communication and leadership skills. I think that is very important, you need to emphasize. Because when you talk about Toastmasters International, about how many clubs, right, sometimes the guests also cannot connect with it. So I would rather you share about your club history, like you've been a President's Distinguished Club for how many terms. Now, these are the club pride, you want to share it out to people. And it is very important, I think, to lead the chair in applause, because I find that we are very stingy in terms of giving applause. So try again, big applause as this. So as a Toastmaster, you need to uplift it and then lead by example, give a big applause, then everyone will follow. Yeah. And there's one more thing that I would remind you is, when the speaker come on the stage, remember to mention the speaker name and then the speech title, then the speaker. Because I notice when Brian comes on the stage, you directly go to Brian. Then I'm wondering, where's the speech title? Where's the speech title? So it's a standard protocol of Toastmasters. But other than that, I think you did a great job on that. Please give you a big round of applause. For the invocation, Jeannie, I totally agree of what you say today, and it's really thought-provoking that the topic that you share. Perhaps could talk a topic how to relate it back to our team today, making it possible to become possible. I think there's one missing piece over there. And the way you talk about it, you share with us about education. I totally agree. Why? Because there's always people saying, right, you think education is expensive, right? Try ignore it. I totally agree with that. So Toastmasters definitely is a good place. It's a good education platform for us to develop ourselves because it's cost effective. Rather than spending thousands of dollars to join a public speaking workshop and there's no consistency. Why? Because after the workshop, you just keep all your books or manual back into your house and then do nothing. But in Toastmasters, it's about meeting up bi-weekly. There's the consistency over there for us to develop. And look at the timing. I don't have much time. Yeah. Last but not least, Table Topic Master, I just need 30 seconds. I think you did a great job today. You presented a very good topic, short and sweet and tied up to the team. The one thing that I would prefer you to do is every time you start off the table topic session, it is very important that you mention why you want to do table topic and mention about the timing. I think some of our guests already forgotten about the timing, looking at the timing device. Sometimes they got so excited talking about it, they run over time. So remember the purpose so that you give encouragement to them why you need to come up to speak. And then later on, timing so they are aware of it. Other than that, good job because I love the topic. And thank you very much for inviting me. This is my first official visit to Extol, even though I've been knowing for this club for many, many years. I think only 2 years, I believe. Thank you very much for inviting me, and I always love to come Toastmasters because Toastmasters is the place where I learned. Because I come across with people from all walks of life, and I got different perspective and also exposure. Sometimes I be so ignorant the things that I didn't know, but when I see people sharing about their life experiences, that really inspire me. So I hope you guys enjoy today's meeting. Without further ado, let me pass back the stage to our Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator Eddie. Let's give him another round of applause for his